What up? New page. I get to talk a little bit. Yeah, dude. Just like the third time they deleted my stuff. I don't know if it's like a bitter ex, a bitter complicationship, or um, a sworn enemy of mine, or the fact that Meta is policing some of my stuff, and my vanilla message of hope and peace and love and that Christian stuff. I also got to talking a little bit about some family issues and drama. Well, a new update today is I have another son, and that's exciting because because my previous marriage yielded a son, and I was pretty happy and optimistic about raising a family. And I swear she saw that that was gonna make me happy, and she was like, "Not for you." So she took the kid, took the house, sold the house, and now I get to interact with my kid for an hour or two. But I love him, and I would love to escalate that into a beautiful relationship with my kid. However, I'm a blessing, right? Somebody was out having fun one time and scored a Latina. So boom. Somehow those things are pretty fertile. So now I have a second son. And that's awesome. So now I also have to step up my game because I've been a loser playing on the internet, getting myself banned, and I'm borderline unemployable by now. So, what did I do with my business cards? I went and printed out my business cards. I was kind of feeling proud of myself. Let's see if I remembered. Anyways, it's what? It's Wednesday. It's like many birthdays. I feel like I've experienced many birthdays. I took myself a little bit more seriously. I went and printed myself some business cards. Bam. Something like that. But this will allow me to show up and just be more than a conversation. Boom. Drop that off. A couple flyers. So I'm feeling a little bit optimistic about this thing that kind of gets me banned online. And that's this LXMNV thing is like, I was trying to make a starter guide for some of us broke people to think about trying to get rich, but because it's such a dynamic topic, you can't go from being broke and busted in your ways of thinking and thinking that $50 $200 is a lot of money to one day waking up a millionaire. We don't know how to handle $1,000. We don't know how to handle $10,000. We don't know how to start a business. We don't know how to manage people who work for us. If we have all the money and we have all the people who work for us, how are we going to treat our people, right? So sometimes, because due to our lack of, I don't know, maybe awareness, education, we call it, certifications, we call it, but I think all classes are intended to teach us how to think, how to seek answers for ourselves. And that's where we don't make that connection sometimes, right? We think that each topic has a specific teacher and it's all under the disciplines of whoever knows the most of that topic. Well, sometimes topics interchange, and the reason why I have a little bit of confidence in some of my dreams and online doodles is because in real life I've went and mastered a skill. And when you become good at something, you have a little bit of authority and confidence within yourself to make decisions, because you've been repeatedly making good calls. So you have confidence in knowing that, okay, if I make a mistake, I can fix it, but also from experience, I know that this is a good decision. So how do you get that confidence? Through experience. Well, I have a lot of experience trying to start side hustles, trying to write and promote books, with no avail. Failed, flopped and failed a couple business ideas. Started a publication before that. Tried to be a musician. Tried to have a car detailing business, a car restoration shop. I just did a few things and failed, including a marriage, and so far I'm kind of terrible at parenting. But today I was like, you don't have an option but to have to step up your game in that department. And that's a scary idea, right? I don't know what's up with me in making these long videos, but sometimes people watch them, and I think a couple reels, a couple long videos spliced together in my menu of content is a good dynamic. So sometimes I have to go behind the scenes and tell you some of the stuff, aka discussions or reading this. Anyways, today I feel excited. I finally went and splurged $37 on 500 business cards, so I can also spam you guys in person. Some of you guys locally hate me, but some of you guys locally definitely recognize me when I show up to your business, because some people get on their best behavior, and that's awesome to see. Good. Well, so I'll be passing these around. Hopefully I'll be able to do some free work for local businesses. It's about to be holiday season, and we're all struggling for money, but we're also in a season where everybody's about to spend a lot of money. So how do we get our local people to bond with us, build some trust in the next couple months, so that we can have a fair exchange with them, right? On this page on Instagram, for example, is new. They keep deleting my stuff, and I'm not even bitter or salty. I just know what I signed up for when I started talking about this Christian stuff, right? And it's not the typical Christian stuff, I can tell you that. So I think some of my personal experiences with God and grace, and what I read in the Bible, and what I've experienced in life in my dark moments, versus what a preacher would be, having been paid by his congregation, who needs to feel like he needs to present Holy Spirit in front of them every Sunday. That's a little bit of different pressure, right? So I ask the questions, I follow the detours, I explore my own vulnerabilities, and sometimes I air them out. This time, though, I'm excited about continuing some kind of family stuff. I don't know. I hate saying stuff on the air, because then it leads to somehow my life getting destroyed in that area. I was like, oh, I'm so happily married. My girl is so good. Boom. I find out hella shit, and oh man, I feel humbled. I swear people in town be trying to humble me, and that's okay. I'm stupid enough that it don't bother me that you have that need to, but it's some petty games, and I'm over here knocking up Latinas and Asian chicks and shit, you know? Like, my goodness, starting businesses and shit, writing books. Like, I ain't got time for none of that. Like, I don't care if we have some women in common, you know? I bet all of us guys have a lot of women in common by now. Anyways, I'm excited. I got business cards. Yay. Wednesday night over. Thanks for hanging out.